Hey everyone. So we just wanted to, quickly pop in and do a little training video for everyone because we had some really great tips from our leaders. And I think it's really important to, study success because success leaves clues. So we're going to, just run through a few questions from a few people who are really blowing up their business and going places. They're active world team members, and they're absolutely crushing it. So we're just going to kind of, do a little bit of a success interview with these guys and see what they're doing and how they're implementing things into their business. So it'll be fun. All right, so let's start out with Filiz McNamara. She is a active world team member, soon to be Get team member. We're so excited for her. She's going for her first cut Get this month, and I'm pumped. So Filiz, what are some of the ways that you are getting your trial packs out? How are some ways that you're marketing it, or how are you, doing trial packs, implementing them into your business?
Well, there's so many ways that I just want to list them, a few of them. I use my button. I travel a lot, so I think that's number one thing that it gets a lot of people's attention. Even if people hesitate to ask anything, they see the button, they get a little bit more childish, and they are just feeling close to you, and they are just getting close, having a conversation with you. I carry the 3-day trial package with me everywhere, in the car, in the purse, in the house, in my hat. I don't know. I put it everywhere. So if it's available around me, I can just show them, and I can explain them, and I can just put it in their hands right away, and then I will follow up with them first day and second day and third day. So that kind of helps me out so much to be connected with them. I do personal message them, and then I also add them into the group, the Rockstar page and everything. So that kind of gets them connected and makes them feel kind of important at the same time. I use, I think, trying the package is important. I did personally experience the 3-day trial, so that makes me talk better in not just reading and teaching people. Actually, I practice myself, and that was pretty unique to experience your own experience and talking through experiences, much more personal to person.
All right, that was so awesome. So, wow. Buttons, she carries them on her all the time because that way she can put it in people's hands. Having it in somebody's hand, they're way more likely to purchase it, I think. So them being able to see actually what they're getting, what they're paying for, I think that's super valuable. Personal message and follow-up obviously is so key. And then I love that last tip, doing the trial pack yourself. So many people don't do this. But just like you said, Filiz, you get your own personal experience from it. And with that, you can talk about it more confidently, and you have a result to tell them of how the trial went for you. Yeah, so important.
And I do highly encourage for everyone after, I think, a trip, getting out of your kind of regular eating habits. It was a great cleansing kit for me. 3 days, you're awesome. It's good to go.
Yep. So awesome. Yeah, your results picture was insane. I was so excited. All right, so let's move on to Ardelle. Ardelle, if you can think back to your newest client, how did you introduce them to the products?
Well, I actually was on an airplane, and I had a 3-hour flight, and I had my 2 trial packs with me because I just knew I was going to talk to some flight attendants or somebody. I just knew I was going to, because I was going to make myself go out of the comfort zone. That is number one most important thing. Go out of your comfort zone. That's when you're most vulnerable and people relate to you the best. So I was sitting next to this man, and he saw the trial packs. And so, of course, I asked him, what do you do for a living? And so then he asked me, what do I do? And I pulled out that trial pack, and I pulled out my catalog. Always have one of your product catalogs with you also. People like to see what they're looking at or going to buy. And I showed it to him, and he handed me $100 and said, hook me up. Here's my name, here's my number, here's my address. And boom, that was my sale. Totally out of my comfort zone. The best sale I think I ever had.
That is crazy. So, okay, Filiz and I are cracking up, but that's like unreal, right? That's so funny. And like totally rewarded for going out of your comfort zone. A guy just like whips out $100 and tells you, yeah, whatever you're telling me, I want it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can also work from an airplane. It's so funny.
I know.
That was amazing. Okay, so yeah, totally unique story there, right, guys? But clear message there is always have trial packs on you and always have the catalog and work from anywhere. I love that.
It's so true. So you can work anywhere.
That was perfect. All right, so Meggan, if you can think back to your newest coach on the team, how would you say that you introduce them to the business, the opportunity, the company, everything? How would you say that you introduce them to that?
Well, excuse me. Well, they actually asked me about it. I had mentioned it to them a couple times of signing up so that they could be a discounted member. Well, then they asked me if they could be a coach. And I said, of course you can be a coach. You can do whatever you want if you want. And they asked me questions about that. And that night she had signed up under me and said, add me to whatever you need to add me to so that I can start learning how to do this business. And she's doing great. She's already sold to her sister, and she said she's going to go slow at it just because she wants to make sure she's doing everything right. And she comes back to me and asks me lots of questions, and I'm there for her when she needs answers. That just being there for them to help them out when they're first starting is very pivotal in keeping them as a coach.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And also, very cool takeaway from Meggan is that, she started the natural progression for a coach is really, start on products, whether it be a trial pack or a client, then upgrade them to discounted customer, and then upgrade them to a coach. Like, that's usually the natural flow of it. So it's really cool that was actually your last experience as that. And then the really good takeaway from that, right, is be there for them when they have questions. So encourage that relationship so that they go to you and they ask you, if they have a struggle or if they have anything like that, you're always there for them. And I think that's so important. And you're so right that, that really affects how they're going to progress in the future. I think that's totally true. So speaking of struggles, I think that this next question is really good for everyone to hear because, sometimes you only see the good posts on Facebook and you see all of the success, but you don't really see kind of like the behind the scenes. You see, these active world team members and these world team members and these tab team members always getting new clients and coaches. And, you might have a client or a coach drop off and you're thinking to yourself, if only I were a tab team member, if only I were an active world team member, I wouldn't lose clients or I wouldn't lose coaches. And the reality of it is that is not true. It happens to everyone. So, really just, we wanted to ask you guys about your struggles and what is your greatest struggle that you've had to deal with and how are you dealing with that currently? Like, how are you working towards fixing that or working towards, bettering that? So let's start with Filiz. What would you say your biggest struggle is?
I think biggest struggle is that when I convince myself that I am the best, so my expectation goes crazy high, and I put myself into such a kind of vulnerable moment. I expect and wait, but I don't work for it. So then things fall apart. And when you have like last 10 days or last 5 days, then you kind of realize you really didn't do much. But last minute work, how it stressed people out. So I kind of discover that it is fun to do the last minute work, but not like when you plan your 30 days. I think that's kind of where you find yourself to realistically that will be better stress than the bad stress. So I think my struggle, it changed though. Right now is a lot different. My comfort zone is a little bit different. And I use humor a lot, and I put my daily active lifestyle, or how I use the product, or how I live my life, or how I change my attitude to problems. So that really put me in the place. So I never put myself ever again, like high expectations and think of something that is not real. And we live in the dream world sometimes, and we just like think of something is not there yet. Of course, we want to just jump in. I've been in the business 20 months, and exactly what you are saying, I'm totally agree with. Slow growth is like amazing. Your structure actually carries you on slowly, and you're in the perfect place, and you want to be in that place. That struggle was with me quite some time though. It's just recently that I'm kind of actually leaving that behind. When you discover whatever your struggle, I think that is the time where you're gonna just like take off. So it will be so fast, your success will get you in.
I think, wow, yeah, that was definitely one of my struggles too in the beginning. Really planning out your 30 days and not, just like all of a sudden last 5 days being like, oh, wait, I wanted to hit world team this month. Oh, no. And then you're like struggling and stressing out about it. And really focusing, I think the key to what you were just saying is really consistency and consistently working the business. And I totally noticed that in you, and your change, your mind shift is absolutely like totally laser focused right now. And I think that's absolutely incredible. And I think that you're totally right that when you work on, you recognize your struggle, and then you, are constantly working on fixing that and improving yourself as a leader and as a coach and as all of these things, that is when your business just totally blows up. So I'm pumped for you because I've totally seen that shift lately. So that's great. And really, thank you for sharing. That was like a very honest and open opinion, and I love it.
I do want to add one quick thing. Today I'm 36 years old. When I was young, I was very shy. I would hide behind the crowd. I wouldn't talk out loud, and I would put my eyes down so nobody would ask me anything. So I see a huge difference today in my life that I think your life put me in the spot. Yes, changes comes every time, but you have to accept that, and you just have to just blend in and do as what the crowd goes with. Sometimes you just like when you put the humor and accept the changes. Right now, everybody is my friend in the plane, the bus stop. It doesn't matter. I came all the way across the country from Minot, North Dakota, traveled.
Oh no, she froze. She's actually, this is so funny. Filiz is actually in Turkey right now, and we're experimenting with a little bit of an international business line with Zoom, so it's no problem. She definitely just froze, and she might have lost internet because she's in a hotel with us in a storm right now, but we'll move on. So let's go to Ardelle. What would you say your biggest struggle is, and how are you working on improving that?
One of my biggest struggles is like when you have a client who's doing really well, and then all of a sudden she just stops using the product. She doesn't return your messages, and we know that they see the message and doesn't return your message, and you have to realize it's not about you. I did consistently send messages to one of my gals. She probably was one of my bigger clients. And I just kept sending messages, hey, I don't care if you buy the product from me anymore. I'm here for you. I just want you to know whatever it is you're going through, I am there for you. And it took about 6 very annoying messages for her. I'm sure she was annoyed. But finally, she was like, I'm just going through a struggle where I can't put myself first. But every day I read your posts, and every day is one day closer where I'm going to start putting myself first and coming back. So even when a client stops or doesn't return your messages, just never take it personally, because 9 times out of 10, it's their struggle, and you're just taking it personally. So, and always, no matter who your client is, even when they tell you, well, I'm not interested anymore, just tell them, well, I'm here for you whether you order Herbalife or not. That means something to them, and they're going to remember it. I just, had a pastor who tried the 3-day trial pack, and he was like, it was fine. I'm not going to pursue it any further, but thank you. And, right away my feelings were hurt. And I thought, why does this hurt me? Was I hurt because he didn't purchase, or was I hurt because he didn't find the love for Herbalife that I did? So I just sent him a message and said, hey, I'll help you however I can, whether you purchase or not, and have a great day. And he wrote back, thank you, that meant so much. So just remember, don't take anything personally in the business, because it's not you, it's them.
Wow, so powerful. I think that's a very common struggle for a lot of people. So I'm really, 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 really glad that you brought that up. And you are so spot on. I mean, not taking it personally, because you're right. 9 times out of 10, it's their own personal struggle that they're going through, and they might not have opened up to you yet. But that is like the perfect thing to do, is what you did, is, leave them with love and really just be there for them. I mean, whether they are on Herbalife or not, that friendship and that relationship is what is important. And, this is a relationship business. So I think exactly what you're doing is absolutely incredible, and people should definitely be scrambling down notes and taking that message home. I mean, if that's the only thing that you remember from this call, you will be golden. Leave people with love and love them no matter what. I think that is just so important. It's such a good message. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ardelle, for sharing.
Yes.
Okay, so Meggan, you're up. What would you say your biggest struggle is? Your biggest struggle?
Well, my biggest struggle is trying to stay consistent with the business every day. Some of my Herbalife friends know that I've been struggling in my own life with one of my children's medical issues, and trying to stay consistent during that time is really difficult. But I did find that by trying harder to be consistent, I was relieving some of my stress from my situation, and I was helping my business by trying to stay more consistent. So I've been trying to post every single day on my main DMO, which is Facebook. And even if it's not Herbalife posts, we always talk about Herba Vomit. We don't want to do that. I've been putting family posts, pictures of my kids, pictures of me with my kids, updates on my child's health, just things to keep me motivated into being consistent on my business, plus being consistent with taking care of my family. That is a struggle, but still continuing to work on it every day. Just staying consistent is the key.
Yeah, I think that's so true. And, it is, as I know, you are definitely going through some struggles in your personal life. And I thought that was very interesting that you said, it gives you something to think about. So, other than that, so it provides some stress relief for you. And I always found that too, whenever something was going on in my life that was really stressful, like when my grandfather passed away or something like that, this Herbalife community, the positive community, really helped bring me back up, and it gave me something to focus on other than being, sad and feeling lonely. And I think that's really powerful too, because not a lot of people, talk about that kind of stuff. And I think that's huge, the consistency of the aspect and everything like that. So thank you so much.
The thing is everybody in Herbalife that I have met is there to help you feel better about yourself and feel better about how you are and yourself as a person. I haven't had that many friends that have made me feel so uplifted, and where I get it. It's not just a business, but it's a group of friends that are typically almost like your best friends. You may not know them personally, you may not have met them face to face, but they're there for you no matter what you need. And if they can't help you, they will find somebody that can help you. And I just find that amazing. It's very uplifting.
Oh, Megan, that's so cute. Oh, thank you so much. And yeah, it's so funny that we've actually like never met face to face. And Ardelle was saying that last night, you know, we've never met face to face, but yet we are like such a close knit community, and we're always there for each other. Like if something happens, everyone like immediately jumps in and helps, and we're all there to support each other. And I think that's so huge, because like that never really happens out in the corporate world. I feel like that's, you know, it's a rare, unique environment that we have, and family. Like it's really an Herbalife family that we've created. So yeah, that's really incredible. So I just wanted to jump in and kind of share my biggest struggle. I think I have been with Herbalife now for like 2 years, and I think my biggest struggle was, you know, when I first hit Get Team, I kind of switched to a manager. And, you know, some of the, I guess the struggle would be, you know, don't manage. You want to empower people, and you want to always just be working on your own business, like focusing on yourself. When you switch to manager mode, the thing about it is that, you know, your clients or your coaches won't see you posting any new coaches and new clients in the group. And, you know, it's such a small thing. It's such a small thing, but they definitely take notice in that. And when you stop introducing new clients and new coaches into the groups, guess what starts to happen? It actually starts to trickle down into your business, and all of a sudden everyone stops doing it. And now all of a sudden it's like, you just put the brakes on your entire business, and, you know, now you're kind of like at a standstill. And that's what I found, you know, when I switched into a little bit of a manager mode because we were growing so quickly. It was like all of a sudden, you know, it started going backwards, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized, you know, one of my upline mentors, Kelly Osaka, she's the international president's team member, exec pres team member. She said, you know, you can't be managing. No, don't go on a manager mode, because that's the worst thing that you could ever do. You know, she was like, focus on yourself, and they will do the same thing. You know, focus on getting new clients, focus on getting new coaches. And it'll trickle down into your business just the way that manager mode did. It will trickle down. And, you know, I've totally found this. Like when my upline coach, Colleen Maycumber, 2500 Get Team member, when she introduces somebody into the groups, like a new client or a new trial pack or a new coach, I'm always like, hot dang, Colleen just got somebody. I got to get to work. So I go out and I try and find a new client and coach. So it totally works, because I'm like firsthand, I see it firsthand. I am the person that it directly affects too. So yeah, I think that was definitely my biggest struggle, is just, you know, always focusing on it. And sometimes you really have to like check yourself, and, you know, you say, you know, am I a manager, or am I empowering my team members right now? Like what am I doing? So I think that was definitely my biggest struggle. And once I like realized that and started working on it, it has been totally different. And I think the team has grown astronomically. You know, we're really stable, and we're stably growing, and it's really great. So I think that was definitely like one of the tough lessons that I learned, but such a good lesson to learn too. So that was a good struggle. So alrighty, we are going to end the call now just to keep it kind of short. But I hope you guys got some golden nuggets from this. I mean, these guys are absolutely blowing it up. Filiz is soon to be Get Team member. Meggan is soon to be Get Team member. Ardelle is soon to be active World Team member. So we're so excited for what this year and this summer has to offer. And we really hope that you guys, you know, take some of these notes and you implement them into your business, because if you even just take one golden nugget from this call, you will absolutely blow up your business. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we hope you guys have a powerful rest of the month. And let's go out and crush it, rock stars. Bye.